Hey everyone, Matt Cribbs here, and we're in my car again. I'm just started up this morning. Welcome to Wednesday morning drive. First day of a new thing I'll be doing. And figured we should get started with just talk a little bit about what we're doing, some of the rules, some of that stuff. So, rule number 1, safety is first, which is such a cliche. But it really is. My first job I'm doing here, I'm looking at you right now and I can point because there's a red light right there. So my first job is to get me to the parking lot where I am going without getting hurt, without hitting any of these other cars, without causing any accidents, without doing anything bad. So if that means the camera falls on the floor, then you guys look at the floor for a while. If that means something is happening outside and I need to pay attention, then I stop talking. But that's how it goes. So safety first. And if you want to look into that cliche, maybe we can talk about it later. There's actually a really good blog post in series. Mike Rowe, the host of Dirty Jobs and a couple other things, wrote one called Safety Third. That's the way he does it. It's all about the cliche and the fact that you actually have to pay attention and don't take anything for granted. But anyway, we'll talk about that another day. So, rule number 1, get Matt to his destination with no harm. Rule 2, or thing number 2, how are we doing this? So, this is a live stream from my phone to YouTube. My phone is a Samsung Galaxy Note 5. I discovered it has that built in. So I can just, with the camera app that's on here, press a button and bam, there you go. You have, I have connection. I have a stream, which is sweet. That's kind of why it's a stream, because honestly, the side effect of that is I have no idea if anyone's looking at this right now. If you were, I have no way of doing chat or any of those other typical stream-like activities. I can't do that. All I can do is have this camera pointed at my face and talk. So there won't be any interaction. There won't be any of that. Maybe later, if this works and things happen, I can figure out how to do some kind of like Skype chatting with people or something. I don't know. It was a crazy idea I had. So I thought I would talk about it. And this person is not merging correctly. But I may comment. Rule number 3. Matt is allowed to make sarcastic or otherwise comment on the driving of people around him, because that is a very big part of my driving style. I learned it from my grandfather, who probably, oh boy, there was a bus that was in the right lane right there that I had to go around. So yeah, the driving people, the driving people, that works. The people driving around here are very interesting. I live in northeastern United States near a major city, near New York. I'm pretty sure I've said that before. Yeah, it's not quite Boston bad, but we have some aggressive drivers and some stupid people. But anyway, I'm sure they're perfectly nice people. They just have driving styles that conflict with mine. That's a good way to say it. So yes, rule number 1, safety. Rule number 2, streaming. I can't interact. No interaction. That's a bummer. Maybe we'll figure out a way to do that. Rule number 3, I'm allowed to yell at the drivers around me. And I think that's pretty much the rules. So I guess we can talk about a little bit about why we're talking here and what's going on. Really not sure what people would like to hear about, so I figured I'd just, traditional talking to a camera. I'm talking to people. I don't consider this a vlog or anything like that. I don't think I'm hip enough or cool enough to have a vlog, but I'm just talking. So really, the whole why behind this is, right, now you also get to learn a little bit about my thought process, which is very non-sequential. So I'll be saying something and then remind myself of what I was actually supposed to be talking about, and conversation may jump around a little bit. So we'll get used to it. So welcome back. So I had I don't know if anything was lost in there. I can't see what's going on until I get to the office. This is an experiment for everybody today. And I'm not sure if there's any dead patches in my cell coverage on the way on my drive. So we'll find these things if there are, and we'll work around them. So anyway, I had a bad network connection pop up while I was talking there. Probably talked a little more, hit stop, and then started it up again, and we'll see what I had on camera. And I'll probably then take all these, if there's multiple, well, now I know there's multiple clips because I stopped and restarted it. I'll edit them together in YouTube. Never used those before. They have the tools to be able to combine videos. I'll do that up and it'll be all together. And hey, cool. Technology is fun. Debugging live is fun. And that's what we're doing. So where was I? We were talking about why. Yes. So, not a vlog, just talking to you guys, seeing what's on my mind, stream of consciousness, blah, 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 blah. And really, it all comes down to why am I even making videos on YouTube to begin with? And I think a lot of people would say, and this, I watch. Number one, I watch a lot of videos. Retry. We'll see if that worked. I just hit retry. I am not following my safety first rule. I am looking at the stuff while I'm driving. Bad me. Anyway, so, yeah, why do this at all? First thing really is a lot of people, watch a lot of people. I see this question come up all the time when people ask famous YouTubers, of which I do not include myself as one. I'm just some dude with a camera and a recording software and that. But people always ask, why do they do that? And everyone has their own reasons, and everyone has their own things and what gets them passionate about it. But, the first rule, and I would say if you're thinking about doing something or doing that, it has nothing to do with being a famous YouTuber or something like that. Would I like to make my living doing things like this? I honestly have no idea. Maybe not. Would it give me a lot more time to do cool stuff? Absolutely. But this is a hobby for me, and a hobby that I got into because, I have yes, Pungence does a Tuesday evening drive. So that was actually the inspiration for doing this. I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. Why don't I do that? And I was before when if you guys can hear that, there is a squeak, an annoying squeak that my car has just started doing, actually on the way home last night. It sounds like I'm not a car expert. I don't pretend to be a car expert. I know there is an engine and pistons and valves and stuff and not carburetors anymore. But maybe. There's belts and pulleys and stuff. Something in my car is squeaking. It sounds to me like it is a belt that is squeaking, but I'm really not qualified to say. If it happens again, pay attention. Let me know if you hear it and what the sound is, what it sounds like. And maybe we can fix it. Otherwise, actually, I'm going to take the car to have someone look at it. It's overdue for maintenance anyway, so that would be a good thing. But it's stopped now, so enough about that. So yeah, I was feeling the urge to make something, looking around at what various opportunities there were to make something. I program for my job, a part of my job. I lead a bunch of programmers for my job. And so I was thinking I could do, stuff related to that. But then again, I'm limited to what I can do that's work related because, it's a big company and we don't want to make everything we do public, and down in the source code there is. So, you know, I don't know, that takes out a big chunk of things I do. There's home improvement things I can do, but I don't have a mobile camera right now other than my phone. Not that you need one. I could clamp this phone to a beam and do things there. That's an idea. But, you know, I thought the easiest one to jump into was to jump into this, to talk to you guys on my way to work. So that was really my thought process behind why we're here. And really, that's as far as it got. I haven't put, I don't have a grand vision in mind of, I'm going to talk about topic A, I'm going to talk about B, I'm going to talk about whatever. Just figure I'm going to talk about whatever happened during the past week, things I'm looking forward to in the next week, things that have happened in the world, and stuff like that. And, today was mostly talking about what we're going to be talking about. So it's very meta, very, what are we? What are we, why are we here? What are we doing? Very, very deep questions. So to that vein, I mean, if you have any questions that you would like me to talk about, leave it in the comments. If you have any topics that you'd just love to hear my opinion on, because I'm an expert in everything. I am not an expert in everything, but some people may accuse me of being so. I have a ability. I can BS. I can talk about something and sound like I know what I'm talking about, as long as the other person doesn't actually know, because it's most of what I can say would say completely is not true. But that tone of having authority, and I don't use it a lot because